AI stands for artificial intelligence. Simply, what AI is it's mimicking the intelligence and behavior pattern of humans. That's what AI is trying to do, trying to be like a human. If you think of it like artificial, it's fake. Intelligence, right? We're intelligent. So this is artificial intelligence. So this is the general idea. As you guys continue learning more math and taking more courses, you might learn a few exceptions. So I'm just teaching you the general idea. So this blue thing is artificial intelligence. So we're looking at the peripheral algorithms, the tools that there are in AI, which is machine learning. So machine learning here is statistics, it's math. Machine learning is finding patterns in lots and lots of data and using those patterns. There are two things. Yeah, yes, Neuralink, that is, people, you guys are writing awesome things. Neuralink is by Elon Musk. Yes?
Will this be on the website?
Yeah, I'll try to share the recordings with you guys after, but whatever it takes for you guys to pay attention, if you guys need to take notes, I would recommend it too, but I'll be sharing these with you guys. I just hope you guys can participate as well, because this is really, really exciting, I think. It's really sad, but like that it's going to replace jobs, but we have to be prepared, right? Like the COVID is really sad. We lost about a year and 3 months of our lives, but we have to take it in stride, right? Make the most. So you guys are talking about Neuralink, that is by Elon Musk. Actually, a student told me about this a few days back, and it's pretty cool how it's also really scary about how you can plant these chips in our brain down the line and how, it could help with anxiety, depression, blindness, and other things potentially. But it's like putting AI in us, allowing us to communicate. So the two things, yeah, and actually, the idea is that machine learning needs two things. One is they need data and lots of data, and the second is the ability to process that data. So if you see here, this is my little lucky guy. It's my little hard drive, external hard drive. This is about 4 TB, thankfully. I remember about 10 years ago, my folks got a 1 TB hard drive. That's about like, double the size of it or triple the size of this hard drive. And it's like, and it needed to be plugged in to an outlet. So within 10 years, stuff keeps changing, like our phones, our computers, they all have so much computational ability. If I show you these computers in 1980s, let's just check. I think if your folks have them, just tell them to hold on to them. I think one of these Nintendo games sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. That people are willing to pay for these things because these are relics from the past. But if you look at these computers, some computers the size of a room to today, it's just amazing how much technology has changed and grown. So with machine learning, since I've spoken to you guys over the past 36 minutes, what's happened is the amount of content being uploaded to YouTube could take years to watch for you guys, right? It can take a long time. So how can they tell if somebody puts on an inappropriate video on YouTube? How can they see that? It's machine learning is about, we need servers that can hold all that information. We need people who can process that information as well. So we need lots of data and the ability to process it. We have smartwatches recording everything. One of my good friends from college, she lost her mother. It was unfortunate because of a malfunction in a diabetes machine. I was thinking in the middle of the night, she passed away. If they had smart technology, maybe recording, if she wore a watch that recorded her heart rate or blood pressure or just something, it got some measures every second. And maybe it could predict if she would have some sort of a heart attack. It could probably have saved her life by sending a message to emergency response. We need the ability to be able to process and work with a lot of data. That's what machine learning is, finding sense from that data. And then deep learning. So what I do is I look at gene expression data for people with Alzheimer's or with people with severe COVID effects, like those who are hospitalized with ventilators. And I'm trying to find, out of all this data on them, how can I find a few genes in their body or a few proteins that could be going wrong with them? How can I find signal from this? That's what machine learning does here. So this whole thing is artificial intelligence. Machine learning is focused on finding patterns in data, using those patterns. And deep learning, we will talk about tomorrow. So it's mimicking our brain. and how it works. It's the small yet most well-performing machine learning technique, and it's focused on how our brain functions. So we use neural networks to perform machine learning tasks. So the idea is that if we are trying for artificial intelligence, why not focus on intelligence? What makes us intelligent? How our brain, how the neurons in our brain, the cell types, we'll talk about it tomorrow, how they're signaling with each other. That's how they are signaling. So why not build a mathematical representation, a way that is based on how neurons fire with each other? That's how the brain is functioning. Why not use that idea of how our brains think to build some models that do the same thing for predictions? That's deep learning.
Wait, do people making AI work with biologists to
Oh,
like
yes.
learn more about how the brain works? And do they like code?
Well, I'm in class, hurry up.
Yeah, that's a really good, thank you. That was Sarah, right? You asked that question, Sarah? Yeah, that's a very, very good question. So a lot of times, yes. So I was actually, I'm putting content on my channel about YouTube, on my YouTube channel about neuroscience. I was actually teaching, so this is cool because I've been teaching AI. So I've also was teaching neuroscience to them, and I was teaching them that, hey, we talk about neuron signaling with each other in the brain. But do you know that AI is actually using this idea for computational models? So I teach them the biology, and I'm telling you guys, and I tell them how AI uses it. And for you guys learning AI, I'm like going to tell you a little bit about the biology too, but it's inspired by it. And indeed, people are using it in biology to solve one of the toughest problems. We're going to end on it. It's a problem that made me so emotional that I actually cried tears of happiness that people found how, like, used AI to come up with the protein folding solution. But the idea is that you can use AI for almost anything. And yes, they collaborate with biologists. They use it in biology. It's inspired from that too. And they use it in so many other ways too. But yes, they collaborate in biology. They've talked to biologists, got some inspiration from them. And they apply it in so many fields. Face prediction. Is this a poisonous plant? Is it not? You know, is this person happy, sad? You know, all sorts of predictions. Is this YouTube video being uploaded? Like, is this video bad or is it appropriate? You know, how can people watch all the content on YouTube and screen out, right? For you guys, or your parents and guardians would be very worried if you guys go onto YouTube and see something bad. But how can any person realistically watch all the content on YouTube? How can a team, every day more people are signing up on YouTube, more people are uploading. They need some AIs to even screen those videos quickly, right? Like, what if there's something very, very inappropriate that shows up? And you guys, right? Like, people will stop watching it. So there's so much. And even if there's nothing yet, you can always come up with an idea. Like, that's the idea of the Snuggie, the idea of a spork, a Snuggie, a blanket with sleeves, a spork, a spoon, fork, and knife in one. The simplest of ideas are also precious.